Hey everybody, watch your head. Sorry. Um, my name's Gazy, and my wife and I are doing an exploratory mission trip here in Japan for the next proximal 30 days. Proximal because trying to get over here takes a day to get here and it takes a day to leave, I guess. So we're here in Japan, in Okinawa right now, and yeah, us being goofballs. This is a part of the Okinawa. There's this restaurant that has this giant park, like behind them. And so if you go to that restaurant, you can get access to this like really cool park museum thing. So I was like, yo, let's do this. As far as like I kind of talked about food and I guess it's a part of life, but my wife and I, we crunched numbers hard and trying to figure out what is a budget, and we ended up saving for about a year and a half. So we part of the thing if you're going to be a missionary is to be responsible, and if you can be a tent maker, which some people that's a coded term. It's for missionaries who live in a place that they're doing mission work in and they work in the place. So they have their talent that they contribute, which is the tent making. For example, Paul was a tent maker. So my wife and I, since this is an exploratory mission trip, we just we saved up money a lot beforehand, and so we were able to be good stewards. We knew, and something we like like we're experiencing is we're not able to eat whenever we want to. By that meaning, we got to get on the buses. We got to move. We still don't have our JR pass yet. Our JR pass is when we get to Nagasaki is when we can start using our JR pass. So, but that's in a couple of days. So we're here just like walking around in Okinawa, and that blue is so it's not an eyesore. So it still like kind of matches the skyline. I'm learning that the Japanese people just think of so much like beforehand. It's incredible. This is a popular place that I found, and I was like, honey, let's go. We're still in the culture shock. So I was like, this is a place, it's like a shopping district here in Okinawa, and it looks like it's past the military bases and it's popular. So I was like, honey, let's go there. And yeah, we went there. We found this amazing Mexican restaurant. So apparently, I don't. The Japanese people love Mexican food. They love it, and they do such a good job at cooking it too. Something that I'm learning is that the history, the international history of Japan and other nations. So there's a place somewhere in Gunma. It's called Gunma. It's in like northern Tokyo, and it's filled with Brazilians and Peruvians because there was a time where there was favorable fellowship between the nations, and there's also some kind of correlation with Mexico as well, and the Japan. So that's kind of cool. And so this like area, it was hot. It's kind of nice seeing the difference because Okinawans dress for the climate, and they're not like they're not like central Tokyo or whatever. So they're vibing, and it's kind of cool. It's cool. Something that I learned is the importance of long sleeves because here I got bad sunburn, really bad sunburn. I mean, my arm was red, and I ended up having to go to Konbini. I think it was Family Mart, and I found the women when they wear the sleeves. Now I know why. So I'm wearing sleeves. I'm wearing sleeves. Note to self for future trips to Okinawa. Like I mentioned, a lot of what we're doing is by foot and on bus. Taxis is very expensive So we're not doing that. And thank God that we bought beforehand the eSIM, because what most of this trip is, I'm projecting it to be, is us using Google Maps and us using the internet computer, us using the internet to find places. Today, I want to show you the church that we found, and there were some other churches that I wanted to fellowship with. However, when I found out their stance, I was not ready to partake. Like they're Pentecostal oneness, and that's I'm a Trinitarian. So when I found out they were oneness, I was like, darn it, what are we gonna do? And it's Sunday, and we found this church here. I'm showing like this area, but you see that green building, that green roof building, that's a church. And if you saw the cross on the top left corner, that little thing, most churches have cemeteries, and they kind of do cremation, and because it's something that helps the as culturally, because in Japan they cremate, and so it's a religious kind of thing that the Japanese kind of do. And so we found this church, and there's Pastor Mrs. Hiramatsu and Miss Pastor Hiramatsu. We were able to fellowship at their church. It was surprising. They didn't expect us, and we didn't know about them. And so we wanted to come in and worship with you guys. So you see how God moves. We go to that church, and I'm broken Japanese. I'm not fluent at all. I can speak what Duolingo has taught me for a year, but that's all I got, guys. So we go there, right? And she starts saying, Erika-san, Erika-san. And because she's kind of trying with us, and we're trying with her. And this lady comes. Her name is Erika. And wouldn't you guess, look how God works. She is a Brazilian woman who lives in Okinawa, but she is fluent in Portuguese, Japanese, and Spanish. Me and my wife, of course we speak English, but we're Hispanic and we speak Spanish. And so in this worship, like they sung, I think it was I'm Trading My Sorrows, and that in Japanese, but music lets you know, and the lyrics, the tempo of the lyrics are like, oh, they're singing Trading My Sorrows. And we were able to worship with them. And during the message, we were able to listen because she translated it for us. So I was like, oh my gosh, just so you see how God moves. And so while we're there, right, I talk to the pastor, and I tell the pastor about the vision that God gave me about this place called Yamagata. And and this older lady in the fellowship, she comes up to us, and when I tell her that, and Erika is translating when I'm talking to her, the old lady comes up, she's a sweet old lady, she's like, I'm from Yamagata. And I'm like, what? How are you from Yamagata? This is like hundreds of miles away from Yamagata. How are you here? Of course, people can move, and she might have moved to Okinawa at a certain point of her life, or maybe family did it, but we're seeing how God is moving. This really encourages us. And just showing you here, we went to a museum, and we were able to use Google Lens to pick up some information because we wanted to learn about the history. We went back to that restaurant where I ate squid because my wife didn't want to, and had some good matcha. So God bless, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stick around.